Hi, I don't know if I will upload this video to YouTube because I make this video because a customer has asked me to show him how I sharpen his knife. And I figured, hey, maybe this is something other people would like to see as well, but let's see how this video turns out. It's very improvised. So let's get right into it. You can see here the knife blade. It's a Nitrobe 77 blade and it's fresh off the grinder. It's ground thin because geometry cuts, right? Yeah, I have even trouble getting to focus on that edge, so it's really thin before grinding. Yeah, now you can see it. I have taped off the plunge area because any scratches there would be unacceptable, of course, and taking scratches out afterwards anything else is finished is very time consuming and not always working, so I don't take any risks and tape it off, and of course the blade is taped off as well. As you can see, I'm using a wicked edge. Many people ask me why I'm using a wicked edge for the folder blades I do. The reason is not because I think it's the best system overall, but it's the best system for this type of blade, for folder blades. I have other sharpening systems as well. I may do a video about it. I have the Edge Pro, I have the TS Pro Blitz, I have the HEP M2, and I have over 30 different bench stones and 9 different Japanese natural stones, which are of course also bench stones. So yeah, I have a lot of different options for sharpening, and I am a huge sharpening nerd. But when it comes to speed and when it comes to clamping leaf-shaped, strongly tapered blades, the wicked edge with the cam lock accessory here is king, in my opinion. Clamps the blades very securely. I can work on both sides simultaneously, so it's very fast. It holds the blades securely. I can't afford any risk of that getting loose and getting scratches. And it's just, like I said, very fast. And I use oil on my stones, on my electroplated stones. The feedback is much better. If you haven't tried it, try it. And also you get a slightly better edge if you use oil. However, if you get the wicked edge stones, be very careful. They are glued in, the electroplated plates that is, with 3M tape, double-sided tape, and that will become loose very fast when using oil. No matter what kind of oil you use, the stones will fall out. So you have to, if you want to use oil on your wicked edge, you have to remove them on purpose and then glue them down again with CA glue. CA glue is not affected by oil, but this 3M double-sided tape they use is. An added bonus for that is, by the way, that the stones will be a little more rigid because the 3M tape has a little bit of flex to it. I mean, that's very a nitpicky thing, and it doesn't mean that the stones are bad. I just noticed that they get even better when I re-glue them. Okay, so I've talked enough. It's already 3 minutes. Let's get started. I have, yeah, maybe you asked what angle. I sharpen my knives between 15 and 20 degrees. It really depends. The customer asks me to do a specific angle, like 15 or 17 degrees, I will do that. But if the customer doesn't require any specific angle, then I will just go for 20 degrees. And I found even the sharpening nerds usually put on their own edge anyways, and because it's so ground so thin behind the edge, if I put on a 20-degree edge, they can drop it to their desired angle very quickly anyways. But like I said, if you want a specific angle, sharpening angle on the blade, just tell me, and I will do that for you happily. Nitrobe 77 64 HRC. What I also would like to emphasize, I start down here, then I sharpen on this dimple here, when I rough in the edge, and then once I switch to the 600 grit, I go here to the burr. I hope you can see that, yeah. And then once I go to the lapping 3 micron diamond lapping films, I will once more grip up here, and that will overall give an increase of about 0.1 degrees in angle, and that will deburr it progressively. And maybe you think that's not a lot, or maybe you think, does that make any difference? Yes, it actually does. You will get a much better edge, and also I always go away from the edge. So let's get started. I've already set up with my angle gauge the angle, right? So I know I'm right on. And just to be extra careful, I'm not doing this motion simply because I want to make sure that I don't scratch anything on the blade. that would be very annoying. It would mean going back to the grinder and stuff like that. Now if I, this is what I like about doing hand satin blades, because if I make a mistake on those during sharpening, it's much easier to take it out. I don't need to go back to the grinder. But this is belt finish, like most people want these days on my knives. So yeah, there's no room for mistakes. Now you can see the oil is flowing down, and of course also some abrasive sharpening particles. I have a special I have a special pressurized can. It's about 2 bars or 3 bars of pressure, and what it's called? It's like acetone, a solvent. Yeah, sorry. Again, English is not my native language. It has a solvent. It has high pressure, and I just blow off everything with that, and it breaks up the bond of the oil film that's now on the blade with the abrasive particles, and removes everything in a gentle way. Not too high pressure, or you can actually sandblast with the diamond particles that's on there. I usually go 2 bars of pressure, so twice atmospheric pressure, and that works very well. But I don't think I will show you that on camera, simply because I need 2 hands to do that. Alright, so also, oh yeah, you can see I'm holding it like this. This is because I compensated a little more when I set up the angle. As long as I can grip upwards once, it will deburr very easily. On this steel, on Nitrobe 77, basically anything I do with a custom heat treat, deburring once is all it needs. I mean, the burr will pop off on its own, even if I didn't do that. But if I sharpen like a knife that I've bought for a customer that drops a knife off for sharpening, I will do what I showed you before. Like I will start on the bottom dimple and then work my way up with the progression of the grids to make sure the burr comes off nicely. Of course, if there's a lot of retained austenite present in the knife, because the heat treat is not done well, the burr can be very stubborn to come off, and then this method alone with changing inputs won't do much, and I have to deburr by other means, but there's a lot of sharpening videos out there anyway, so yeah. Now the next thing, if I want to feel if I have a burr, I can't just grab on the blade, because there's diamond particles on there. Even though those stones are broken in, there can always be some, because I could scratch the blade, right? So I can just use my thumbnail to check if there's drag, and yes, there is. Now on Nitrobe 77, even though I have a burr, I like to keep going, because Nitrobe 77 denitrides during atmospheric heat treating down to 0.2 millimeters, and I've already ground off those 0.2 millimeters, of course, before I started even grinding the bevels, but I just want to be extra sure, and I always like to remove a little bit of extra material on Nitrobe 77. It's just for my peace of mind, really. The denitrided material is gone for sure, and I just keep doing this now. So yeah, I don't want to bore you with details. I will of course now change the stones through all the grids, and then in the end I will strop with stroppy stuff strops. I do not use strops on here, simply because I have to clean the blade, and I would have to remount in the exact same position, and the tools Wicked Edge provides for that, for me they're not working very well. So I just strop by hand, and it will become a very, very nice and keen edge. Alright, so if you watched through all of that, thank you very much. Maybe I will add a little bit to this video, but I don't think so. So if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Bye! Alright, this is the result. Oh, let's turn it around. I hope the edge gets shown a little bit better. Yeah, there we go. Quite a narrow bevel. Because it's ground thin, the camera has trouble picking it up. And not only the edge is done, but also the entire knife. And I know the customer is waiting for this with much anticipation. Thanks again for the purchase. And there's another one done, and it's on to the next one. Thank you guys, everyone, very much who has been ordering or is on my wait list. Without you, this would not be possible. Made in Switzerland, without CNC machining, one by one by my two hands. It's a blessing being able to make these knives for you. If you want one, also a full dress one, or with some inlay or whatever you want, just go down into the description of this video. There's my website. Reach out to me via the contact form. And if you want a very fast reply, write on my Instagram. It's also down in the description below. I tend to answer faster on Instagram because I don't have my computer with me during work, but my phone. So yeah, whatever you prefer, email, Instagram, both is fine. Get in touch and order your knife. I have many steels, very exotic ones, normal ones, whatever suits you. No matter if you're a collector, a sharpener, a user, I think I can make you a very nice folder. Thanks for watching. Bye.